We are now doing the review for the test tomorrow. Gemara Baba Kama, Yud Zayin Beis, line 16 to line 46. Unfortunately, the smartboard, the Gemara appears flipped, so you're going to have to follow along in your Gemara and figure it that way. Ready to go? Let's go. The Gemara says like this: the rabbis learned in a brisa. How do I know it's a brisa? Because Tanu only has one nun. An animal is expected to walk normally and break. This is all in the brisa. Ketza, how so? An animal that enters into the courtyard, the property of the damagee, his zika, and damages the gufa with its body. Number one, derech gufa, walking normally. Remember, we're talking about regel, and regel, the damage is always a normal, common damage that is done while walking normally. So it's done big gufa, derech gufa, with its body while walking normally. With its se'ara, derech gufa, with its hair while walking normally. Ukav she'aleha, with the saddle on it. Uv'shlif she'aleha, with the packages on it. Uv'frumdiya she'atatiya, or with the bit in its mouth. They used to have some type of thing where they would put in the mouth of the animal and they would somehow steer the animal. Uv'zug she'bitzavara, or with the bell on its neck. V'chamor b'masol, or a donkey with its packages. Mishalim nezek shalim. All of those things are going to pay nezek shalim, because they are considered to be direct damage. Even though they're not, some of them, the actual body of the animal, since at the time of the damage, they are connected to the animal. For instance, the saddle is strapped onto the animal. That is considered to be guf, and nezek shalom, it's regel, it's all done normally. Now, if the animal would kick, that would not be what this case is talking about. We're talking about regular cases of regel done normally. Sumkus says, Sumkus is in the brisa, so he's obviously one of the Tinaim. Sumkus says, Sroiros, pebbles, which in this case means the animal stepped on a pebble, the pebble shot out and it damaged something else. V'chazir shaya noiver b'ashko, or a pig that is rummaging through the garbage, the hizik, and it damages, Mishalem nezek shalem, is going to pay full damages. Seemingly, because Sumkus is talking about cases where it actually touched the item and is good. So now, Sumkus mentioned two cases. He mentioned one, Sroro, and he mentioned two, a pig rummaging through the garbage. And he says they both pay nezek shalim. The Gemara is going to ask, wait a second, a pig rummaging through the garbage and it damages something. It touched the thing. That's how it damaged. So of course it's going to pay nezek shalim. That's good. If an animal steps on something and breaks it, it pays nezek shalim. That's obvious. The Gemara says, wait a second. Here's a cheetah. If it's damaged, in the case of Chazer, Shai, and Lemberger, Ba'ashba, that's obvious that it's going to pay nezek shalim. Ela Ema, so the Gemara answers in green, Ela Ema, rather say, Hittiz v'hizik. In the case of Chazer, Shai, and Lemberger, Ba'ashba, Hittiz v'hizik. It shot out and it damaged, means it was rummaging through the garbage, and it shot out garbage with its nose, maybe it let out a big huff and a puff, and it let out this big sneeze, and the garbage shot out and damaged something else. That's going to be Mishalim nezek shalim. It's going to pay nezek shalim. Now it's important to know now that Sumkus now is talking about two cases. Number one, Sroros. Number two, pig shooting out garbage, which is another case of Sroros. Talking about two cases of Sroros. Tanakama didn't mention Sroros at all. Tanakama said Gufa, body, Se'ara, its hair, Ukev, its saddle, Shlif, its packages, Fumya, its bit, the Zugshim, the bell, Chamor Maso, and the donkey with the packages, all those 7 things, but he never mentioned Sroros. And we said if something is going to be the same price as something else, well then they're going to have to be talking about the same thing, they're going to have to be arguing on something. But Sumkus then talks about Sroros, two cases of Sroros, regular Sroros and the pig Sroros. Nothing to do with what Tanakama is saying. The Gemara says Sroros, Sumkus says Sroros. Ma Dakar Shmayu, who mentioned Sroros? That's not what we're talking about. The Gemara says, you're right. Kasuri Mechsura. It's missing words. Sometimes the Brisa and the Mishnah would leave out words, but they would sing the Brisa or the Mishnah, and if it didn't fit into the chorus line, So then they had to leave out words. They had to cut out certain things. Chasuri Masero, it's missing words. This is what it should say. Sroros ki archayu. The Tanakama's last two cases should be Sroros ki archayu. Sroros done normally. Chatzi nezek will pay half. The Chazer Shayan Lemberger v'ashpa, and a pig rummaging through the garbage, the hik is the hizik, and shoots out garbage and damages. Mishalim Chatzi nezek, he's going to pay Chatzi nezek. Sumchus Omer, Sumchus says, Sroros v'chazir Shayan Lemberger v'ashpa, Sroros, and a pig that is rummaging through the garbage, the hik is the hizik, and shoots out and damages. Mishalim Nezek Shalom. He's going to pay Nezek Shalom. So we have two questions. Question number one isn't, if you think that Sumchus' case of a pig in the garbage is obvious, so then why mention it? Nezek Shalom, it's good. Versus no, it's not good, it's Sroros. Then wait a second. If Sumchus is only talking about Sroros, who's talking about Sroros? Tanakama never mentioned it. Oh, we're missing words. Tanakama's last case with Sroros and Chazer, gonna pay Chatzi Nezek. Sumchus says, no, Sroros and Chazer, you're going to pay Nezek Shalom. Now the question is, Rashi says, Sumchus, how did Sumchus get to Nezek Shalom for Sroros? Rashi says, Sumchus less lay hilchasot the Chatzi Nezek. Sumchus did not have the halacha l'Moshe Sinai of Chatzi Nezek Sroros. One more time. Sumchus less lay hilchasot the Chatzi Nezek Sroros. Sumchus did not have the halacha l'Moshe Sinai of Chatzi Nezek Sroros. Ella Nezek Shalom Smirle. Rather, he held that Sroros pays Nezek Shalom. Not because Sroros pays Nezek Shalom, but Sroros is like everything else. He never had the halacha l'Moshe Sinai that tells me that Sroros is different and going to pay Chatzi Nezek. So if there's a question in your test, why does Sumchus hold Sroros is Nezek Shalom? The answer is because Rashi tells us that he never had the halacha l'Moshe Sinai that tells us Chatzi Nezek Sroros. Sroros kiyochayu. Sroros done normally. Kilomar. Gemara says this means to say. Rashi says Kilomar. This means to say Afal Gad, even though there are chayu lahati Sroros, that it's normal for it to shoot out Sroros. Mishalim Chatzi Nezek. Tanakama says he'll still pay Chatzi Nezek in the first Kamei, as we're going to explain in the Gemara later on. Hopefully on this video, he'll still Mirila. It's halacha l'Moshe Sinai. The case Chazer Shenoiver, and so to a pig that's rummaging, Umati Sroros b'chosmo, and it shoots out Sroros with its nose. Havinami can Sroros to Regel. It's also like Sroros of Regel, and these words of Rashi are perhaps the most important words of Rashi so far that we've had this year. Rashi says, the kol ma shehu kocho, anything that comes from his strength, velo gufo, and not from his body, direct, kari Sroros, is called Sroros. Till now, every time we've said the word Sroros, we meant rock shooting out. Rashi says, no. Anything that's koach, that comes from strength, velo gufo, and not from his body, not direct, that's called Sroros. So from now on, when we say koach, we mean Sroros. And we say Sroros, we mean koach. Now what does that mean, koach? That's going to be the discussion later on. Rabbi's question of, if you throw something on the floor and break it, did you break it with guf, or did you break it with koach? Now if I take my fist and I put it through the window, that's guf. If I take a rock and throw it through the window, that's koach. But what if I take the window pane and I throw it? Is that guf or koach? That's going to be a question later on the next video. The Gemara then says like this. Tanu Rabbanan. The rabbis learned in a brisa. Tarnagolim shayu mafrichim mimakom lemakom. A chickens that were Tarnagolim shayu mafrichim mimakom lemakom. Chickens that were flying from place to place for shagu kelim b'kanfeihem, and they break kelim with their wings, with the actual wings. Mishalim nezek shalom. They're going to pay full. Biruach shebekanteihem, with the wind from the wind. Mishalim chatzi nezek. They're going to pay chatzi nezek in such a case. That's the case of koach. So, Sumchus Omer, Sumchus then says nezek shalom. Because even in the case of Sroros, Sumchus says you're going to pay nezek shalom. Rashi says, Bekanteihem, Rashi says, "Shenagu b'kanfeihen b'kli." Their wing actually touched the kli. Ruach sheb'kanfeihen, but if it's the wind from the wings, hayu tzroros. That's the case of tzroros. Dikochohu, that comes from their strength. Next brisa, Tanya Ida, another brisa. Targon shayna hatzin al gabi isa. If a chicken was dancing on top of dough, the agave pears, or on top of fruit, the tifru onikru, and it went to the bathroom, or it pecked at the dough. Now that means they actually touched it with their body. Sham nezcholos. That's good. Here's nezcholos. Helu offer. If the chicken kicked up dirt onto the dough or the fruit, tzroros, or kicked up rocks onto the dough or the fruit, mishalmin katzinezek. They're going to pay katzinezek in such a case because now it's only koach. Sumkus omer, Sumkus says nezcholim. In that case, they're going to pay full damages because Sumkus says tzroros is still katzinezek. Tanya Ida, a third brisa. If a chicken is flying from place to place, and wind comes from underneath its wings, and it breaks kalim, mishalin katzinezek, it's going to pay katzinezek because it's from the wind underneath the wings and it's indirect damages. Sumkos doesn't appear in that brisa. Stama kirabanon. The stam brisa, the brisa that has no name, kirabanon. It's like the opinion of the Rabbanon who holds tzroros is katzinezek and not nezek shalit. Amar Rava, Rashi says, let's see the next Gemara first. Amar Rava, Rava said the following. Bishlama, this is the big question in the Gemara. Even though we knew the answer from the beginning of the year, we're still going to find out how the Gemara got to the answer. The Gemara says, Amar Rava, Rava asks the following question. Bishlama sumfus. I understand sumfus kasavar ko kigufo. He says koach is like guf. Guf you pay nezek shalim. Koach will also pay nezek shalim. Ko kigufo dami. Elo rabbanon. But the rabbanon who say koach is chati nezek, guf is nezek shalim. Ikigufo dami. If koach is like kule nezek balashal, then it should pay full. The ilav kigufo dami. And if koach is not like guf, well guf pays nezek shalim, then koach should not pay anything. It shouldn't even pay anything because you're responsible for your animal's guf. If koach is not guf, then koach shouldn't pay anything. Koach should be completely putter. The Gemara says, no. Rava then said, really koach is like guf. And the chatzinezek that you pay by tzroros is halacha l'moshe mitzinai. Rashi says katzinezek namilo. If koach is not like guf, then you shouldn't even pay katzinezek. Well, eshekon katzinezek ela b'meshuna. The only time we find katzinezek is by something that's different, which would make it a tolda of keren. We learned at the beginning of the year what makes something keren if it's meshuna. The only time in the Torah writes katzinezek is by keren. The first 3 times an animal does it, it's going to pay katzinezek. That's keren tam. That's going to pay katzinezek the first 3 times. But in Shein and Regal, you never find katzinezek. So how are you going to pay katzinezek for tzroros? Hilchos HaGemirila. About the midi de orche lo, Rashi finishes. Something that's normal, we never find katzinezek. And that's why tzroros is so strange, because tzroros is something that's done normal. The Gemara continues, Amar Rava, line 40 already. Rava said the following. Test starts line 16, we're already up to line 40. Amar Rava. Rava said the following. Kol shebizav tameh. Anything in a zav, in the category of zav that would be tameh, b'nezikin misham nezek shalim. In nezikin would pay nezek shalim. Now, a zav is only makes something tameh if it has direct contact to it. So for instance, if a zav sits on a seat, the seat is now tameh. If a zav walks over something on the street, then that thing that it just walked over is tameh. However, if the zav throws something onto somebody else, the other person is not tameh. The throw does not continue the zav's tumah. Kol shebizav tahor, anything in a zav that's tahor, in direct contact, in nezikin, it's going to pay Chatzi Nezek. So now let's go through it. If the Zav touches something, it becomes Tameh. So now, if the damager touches it and breaks it with its goof, pays Nezek Shalom. And if in Zav, the Zav takes something and throws it at somebody else, that other person is going to be Tahor still. Anything in Zav that's Tahor, if the Zikim would do it, so the animal would step on the rock would shoot out and damage something else, that would pay Chatzi Nezek. Gemara says, wait a second. We know that already. That's the case of Regel. We knew that from the Mishnah, which comes from the Torah. And a case of Tzroros, which we know from Halacha L'Moshe Messina that pays Chatzi Nezek. So what is Rava coming to teach us? Rava Tzroros Asal Ashmina? Is Rava trying to teach us the din of Tzroros? Lo. Now, Rava Egla Moshachas Bikaron Kamashmina. Rava is trying to teach us the din of a cow leading a wagon. You might think that a cow leading a wagon is not really connected to the animal. Guess what? If a cow is leading a wagon, or if a person is on a wagon and he's a Zav, whatever part of the wagon rolls over a Kli, that Kli is Tameh. It's as if the Zav himself walked right over it. Wait a second, I'm in the wagon over here, and I'm a Zav. And that part of the wagon rolls over something, that Kli is Tameh? Yes. So too, in Nezikin, the cow leading the wagon is considered to be part of the animal, and if it rolls over a Kli, that's Guf, pays Nezek Shalom, and if it shoots out a rock from the wagon and damages something, that's Tzroros, a regular case of Tzroros. So the Gemara says, Rava Egla Moshekas Bekar Kamash. Rava was coming to teach us the case of a cow leading a wagon. Tanya Kaval to the Rava, the Gemara brings a proof to this, to the opinion of Rava, that a cow leading a wagon is considered to be Guf. The Brisa says, an animal is expected to damage while walking normally. Kiksya. How so? An animal that goes into Chatzar is it? And damages with its body while walking normally. It's the Ara Derech Lucha, with its hair while walking normally. With its saddle on it. With the packages on it. With the bit in its mouth. With the bell in its back. The donkey with its packages. And this Brisa adds in the Egla Moshechas and a cow leading a wagon, Mishalem Nezek Shalom. It's going to pay Nezek Shalom in all those cases. A couple of extra things we mentioned. We mentioned number one. We mentioned, why does the Brisa say Chamor b'maso, a donkey with its packages, if it already mentioned the packages on all other animals? Tosos gave the answer. Tosos answered that, you want to know why? Because a donkey's packages are much looser than a regular animal package. An animal usually has packages very tightly packaged. But a donkey has looser packages. Maybe because you're going to undo them and put them back on very often. So it has very, very loose packages. When Brisa comes to teach us that those are still considered to be part of the animal, even though they're very loose. Any other orders that we have to mention? I can't think of it right now, but if I do, I will definitely tell the class. That is line 16 to line 46. Hold on, wait 1 second. Let's get a partial view of the crowd. Hold on. Morning, we see you.